Anja asks anybody. And today, I'm speaking with David Kaye, movie nerd and filmmaker. And frankly, I'm a little disappointed because I understand you went behind my back and you were on 2 other shows on River West Radio in the past month. So everybody knows you by now.
They know one aspect of me.
What is that aspect that they already know?
They all know about the movie I'm working on right now and nothing else.
Well, I don't know about the movie you're working on right now, so catch me up real quick.
Okay.
What is it and why?
10-cent version. Last year, a teenager, daughter of one of my best friends, her name is Ella, got hearing aids for the first time once she realized she'd spent most of her life close to deafness. 2 days after she got them, she sent me a text that said, "Did you know wind makes sound?" A few months later, she had genetic testing and found out she is going to go completely deaf in the very near future. And she made a bucket list of sounds she wants to hear while she still has the chance. So I've been going with her on the journey and helping arrange things as we go through. Because if you call someone and say, "Hey, I'm making a movie," they do free things. People are so nice sometimes.
Is this your first movie?
It's my first feature. I've done quite a few shorts. I've worked in public television on a number of shows, but this is my first feature, which is why I always look scared.
Yeah, so when you are making a movie, what are the various tasks you are doing to make the movie?
Well, if you don't have enough money, like me, in my case, I am arranging every shoot, arranging every interview. I'm running all the sound. I'm mixing sound. I wrote a song for it and performed that recently. I'm helping line up people to be videographers and editors. I'm working with marketing. All the things that you should be able to pay someone else to do. But unless someone would like to give me money, I'm going to do it all right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So how many people do you have helping you in major roles for the movie?
Major roles, we'll call it 5. We have a director of photography, we have an editor, we have a marketing person, and then we have me, and then my wife just kind of saving me when I forget things because I'm doing too much.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's a solid crew.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about hearing loss.
Very much so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she had 16 sounds she wanted to hear before her world goes silent. And on the 10th of this month, she went down to Florida and heard the waves of the ocean. And it was the last sound on her list.
Oh.
So it's been a good month so far.
Yeah, and does she still have some hearing left?
She does. She is dramatically losing right now. We're hoping she gets to hear her name read at her high school graduation at the end of this semester, but we don't know.
Wow. Well, best wishes.
Thanks. But that's the stuff everyone knows, because I'm sure everyone is listening to every show on River West Radio as they should be.
Obsessively. Well, yeah. I mean, that's a cool project.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of limitations
Mm-hmm.
and less and kind of a race to it, let's say that it is going to be like the end of the world pretty soon, and everyone everywhere except for you is just going to die. And
just cry while you finish the question.
Yeah. So you have before you though access to every single bookshop in the world, all to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Which bookshop are you gonna live the rest of your lonely life in, with hopefully enough pairs of glasses that won't break on you?
So it's not the Twilight Zone, exactly. There's like all those huge stores around the world that we could do, but for me, my instinct is immediately Downtown Books in Milwaukee, because it's a used bookstore, so there's stuff that is not available elsewhere. But also older books, I would have the smell of old books. And that's almost as good as reading to me, and I love to read. So
Okay.
I just want to smell that all the time.
I'm just going to look the other way because I'm the wife of Voyager used books. And
I love Voyager, too. I love Voyager, too.
Would you feed Bustifer and Mr. Sanders?
Of course I would. I'm not cruel.
Okay, so...
And I'm a cat dad, so it's perfect.
Okay, so I'll give you the key to that place, too, later.
Yes, I will take care of all of the cats.
Yeah, because Downtown Books has cats, too, and...
I think they only have one. I think one
Okay.
rainbow bridged, unfortunately.
Okay, well... It's best to keep
Yeah.
them separate. I don't want to confuse Bustafer and Mr. Sanders any more than they have to.
And in fairness, because I do love Voyager as well, one of my first dates with my wife was to Downtown Books so we could see which sections the other one went to and find out what sort of things they were interested in. So it's a great thing to do on an early date.
Yes. So my husband has noted that one of his frequent customers is this single lady who goes on a lot of dates, and she would put them through a test to see if they're the right man for her by taking them to Voyager Bookshop. And the way they would pass the test is if they bought her a book. And most of the time, these guys were not buying her books, so she just kept coming back to Voyager with different men because they were not passing the test.
It's such a simple test to do. And there's two ways you can do it, which is great, because it could be like if I was taking someone on a date and they expressed interest in a book, buy it. Or if we're talking about the books we love that we're seeing and they express interest in one that I love, that's a great one to give them, like, oh, you're interested in this thing that I already like? Let me give it to you, and that'll be a good source of conversation when we get coffee in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I feel like part of me is like, well, maybe they don't know about this test because you didn't tell them, and how many men are gonna know that, and might be good choices anyways. Maybe you should buy him a book. See how he responds.
Yeah, there's so many options.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if you're there with a guy and he's like, oh, look at all this World War II history. And like, great, here's Emily Dickinson. So
Right.
what happens?
Yeah. Although I will say, if someone's too obsessed with World War II history, they would fail my test.
Oh, I went on a first date and someone went straight to World War II history and didn't leave the section. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Perfectly lovely date. It was the only date, but it was lovely.
Okay. I see my list here. Now we're moving down to tattoos. Do you have any tattoos?
I do. I have 3 tattoos. And at the start of last year, I had 0 tattoos.
Why the sudden influx on tattoos?
Well, there's rationale. I wanted to get my first one. So on my left forearm, I have a weeping willow tree, which is my favorite tree. And underneath it are the numbers 143, which is something Mr. Rogers always had, because the word I is 1 letter, the word love is 4 letters, and the word you is 3 letters. It's Daniel Striped Tiger's address, everything. So I had that, and I was like, I'll get another one someday. And then my favorite singer in the world, Jill Sobule, passed away unexpectedly in a house fire. And I got some of her lyrics on my right forearm. The lyrics from her song, Palm Springs, which says, something's going to happen to change my world.
Did you always want tattoos when you're younger? Because I should tell listeners, if it's okay, you are in midlife.
Yes, I am 43 years old. Yeah, I could never decide on something. I would always vacillate back and forth on so many things. And so after the Jill one, I was like, all right, I'm good. We're set. And then September 20th, I hate to bring it back to it, but I was working on the documentary. It was our first day of shooting, and I was interviewing Ella, the young woman who's losing her hearing, on camera. She's a soundbite machine. She says the most absolutely brilliant things. And there was something she said that moved me so much, and I wanted to be reminded every day while I'm working on the movie. And so on my chest, above my heart, is a quote from her. There's going to be a hole in your heart, but it doesn't mean you're not able to fill it with something beautiful. So I see that every day, and I get back to work.
Yeah. So now you're up to 3 tattoos?
3 tattoos. I have a few more ideas.
Yeah. So do you think in another 10 years you'll be the Illustrated Man?
I didn't know, but I was him for Halloween one year, and I had over
Really?
100 temporary tattoos.
Wow. How long did it take to apply 100 temporary tattoos?
About an hour and a half, including a full back piece. I didn't know they made temporary tattoos that big. It was super cool. Shaved my head down to nothing so I could use my full skull.
Yeah.
And then ran around in boxer shorts for the night and got very cold.
That's so cool.
It was so much fun.
What year was that?
Oh, that was, I think, 2019, I'm pretty sure.
And where did you go as the Illustrated Man?
I was co-hosting a Halloween party with my sister and her spouse and my wife. And we always did a theme, and that year it was Dark Carnival themed, and that's why I went. And also, I love Ray Bradbury.
Yeah.
So
Did the tattoos move?
Sadly not,
Okay.
unless someone drank a lot. So I have one friend who might have thought they were moving, but I'm not going to say his name because that's impolite.
That's all right. We'll leave the delirium there. So you I don't know you. In case listeners are like, what is this relationship that I'm listening to? I don't know David at all. I just kind of had someone suggest you onto the show, and then I was like, what are some basic things I should know about you? And one of the things that you mentioned is that you are on the steering committee for Bi Plus Pride Milwaukee. So I don't know anything about that. Would you please tell me what bi Milwaukeeans need right now?
What we need more than anything is to have people believe us. And that is the recurring problem with bisexuals, pansexuals, other non-monosexuals, is there's the people will often say, well, you're dating a woman, a man, a non-binary person. Why does it matter? Because it's who we are. It's erasing someone's identity. And I didn't come out as bisexual until I was 35. I was, pretty late in life for that. And I was made over the years to not feel like myself, to feel like I was something less than I wanted to be because I wasn't expressing my whole truth. And so this group, we have people that are out and proud. We have people that are not out generally, but we have events and we don't post who's there publicly or anything. And it's support. We get together for coffee once a month. We have movie nights. We have a crafternoon. We have all sorts of things. And it's really just a great community to build around. Plus, we have a fun time in the Pride Parade every year with some weird theme every year. We'll be by the sea this next year, so we shall see if I'm dressed like a mermaid.
That's fun. Yeah, that's interesting because, I always thought when I was younger, and I probably still think this, whatever you think most people are is probably your sexual orientation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always surprised when people didn't think that they could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
But most people don't. Mm-hmm. And they think that's really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To which I say, yes, I'm married to an incredible woman, but have you seen Coleman Domingo? That man is gorgeous. Sorry, having a moment. We're good.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
It's all right. It's all right. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of mentioned it, but yeah, so you would say the unique challenge of being bi is just that people don't believe you.
Yeah, often. And because of it, there's actually some people that will not date bisexuals for a variety of reasons. I know quite a few bisexual women who other queer women don't want to date them because they're worried, what if a guy comes involved? And then men want to date them too much because they're fetishizing it. And of course, with bisexual men, there's always people always saying, well, you're just closeted gay. No, I'm actually who I am.
Yeah.
And, we want to be recognized for who we are, same as all of us.
Yeah. Do you think Milwaukee is a particularly good or bad city to be bi in?
It's getting better. Bi Pride Milwaukee is one of the largest bisexual community organizations in the country.
Well, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
It's good that it is thriving.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing that you just casually mentioned in your list of facts about David is that you hold a Guinness Book of World Records record, or you did? I
did, yeah.
What was that for?
Of course. We all know it's tallest stack of mattresses. Of course. I worked for Verlo Mattress for a while.
Oh, so you're the princess with the P?
I'm the P. They just shoved me under the mattress. They had revamped the main store, and they were having a grand reopening. They wanted to get the news there. So as a company, we all got together and beat a Guinness World Record. And I still have a giant framed certificate on my wall. It says to certify that David is amazing, and it's so cool. It's such a weird thing.
So how many mattresses did you have to lie on?
I didn't actually lie on it. Sadly, they wouldn't let me. It was a little over 16 feet tall. I don't know the number of mattresses off the top of my head, which sounds like it's not that much, but it gets
that'd be
rickety
heavy.
Real fast. Yeah. But then it was beaten by some people in Texas, and I believe someone in Dubai has the record currently.
Okay. I bet those mattresses are made of gold and silk
Probably.
and rubies.
One nice thing, and full credit to the company, because I still like their product. All those mattresses were then donated to a women's shelter. So I love that.
Well, that's good.
So yeah,
Let's
good. Support our community. We're here for it.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've had a lot of different careers. What are some of the range of careers you've held, David?
Oh, sure. I have done professional acting, commercial work, and things like that, and voiceover. I have been a financial counselor for underinsured and uninsured cancer patients. That was
Wow. That's
a difficult one.
That's a flip-flop.
Yep, that's a flip-flop. Worked in a cell phone call center, letting people yell at me about their bills. I've done so many things. I worked for a high-end chocolate shop for a while. I managed an adult daycare. I've worked as a professional musician. I bounce all over the place. I am a big believer in saying yes. I'll try almost anything once. And
Yeah.
I have some friends who now say that I don't have stories, I just have lore.
Yeah.
And just because I say yes and try things.
What was a job that you had that went horribly wrong, if I may ask?
Oh, I'm not going to mention that one.
Oh, no!
I said I'm open to almost anything, but there's people that I love and respect who are friends with people that did me wrong, and
Sure.
we're just going to leave that out because
that's fine.
let them have their positive experiences.
That's all right. How about the second?
Sure.
Yeah.
The adult daycare. That was a horrible experience. It was mismanaged. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist anymore. It was like a sub-business under 5 others. There was no support. They brought me in to try to expand the business, and every suggestion, even if it was less money than what they were suggesting, they'd say it's too expensive and then do their overpriced thing that did nothing. It was just a hot mess, and frankly, I never want to change the diaper of an 85-year-old racist again.
Sure. What's the longest stint you've ever served anywhere?
When I worked for Freighter in the Medical College of Wisconsin, I was there for about 7 years in total.
That's a chunk.
Yeah, and there was 4 different jobs in there because I kept getting new ones. I worked in patient registration, and then I worked in the internal medicine clinic, then I worked in infectious diseases, then I moved over to the cancer job. Cancer job. What fun.
And you learned the names of body parts and diseases. Do you want to share a medical word with us now that we don't know?
Sure. Well, we had touched base. This is when we go back in our history from 30 minutes ago. We talked about my favorite word when I was there is I learned that an ENT doctor is an otolaryngologist.
An otolaryngologist.
Otolaryngologist. Can you use it in a sentence, please? O-T-O. No, we're not doing that. Not a spelling bee tonight.
That's all right.
The ADHD is strong today.
It's all right. What are you afraid of and why?
Number of things. Some that there's no reason for, because phobia means an irrational fear. I'm afraid of butterflies. They freak me out. I think they're beautiful. If they're near me, absolutely not.
Has that always been the case?
I don't think I really understood it until someone took me into the butterfly exhibit at the Milwaukee Public Museum, and I went, nope, and got right out of there because it was not good for me.
Did it have anything to do with the fact that it was an enclosed room that was very hot and muggy?
It certainly could
and
have been
full
part
of
it.
people?
It very well could have. I do have a bit of claustrophobia as well, so that wouldn't surprise me because a lot of my fears are more traditional ones, like I'm scared of heights.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I am too.
Falling down is not fun. But then I still do high things because I like to try things. Like I did a 350-foot rappel into a sinkhole in the middle of the jungle.
Wow.
And
I wouldn't do that.
I cried the entire way down. I know because there was a GoPro on my head and you can hear me weeping. It was amazing. I will never do it again.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Would you ever jump out of an airplane?
Under no circumstance. Nope. Under one circumstance. If the choice is between that and bungee jumping scares me more.
Okay.
The recoil and going back down and the fact that if it tears, when you're jumping out of an airplane and you have a parachute, there's a backup parachute.
Oh, see, when I want to make myself nauseous as I'm falling asleep, I just imagine myself jumping out of an airplane.
Mm-hmm. And that's the traditional nighttime routine. I'm like, I'm going to go to sleep. Let me make myself nauseous.
Yeah, let me just like really freak myself out.
Perfect. See,
yeah.
If that's a good nighttime routine, it's something I'm going to have to adopt. Clearly, I can learn so much today.
Yeah, it saves me from having a whole hour of sleep sometimes. Because who wants to be asleep, really?
Oh, I mean, come on. Why be rested and be able to do things you care about? That would be weird.
When you could just like feel really sick to your stomach as you imagine the world just open beneath you.
Yeah. I'd like to not do that.
Okay. Please give our listeners a creative assignment.
All right. There's a game my wife and I invented a couple years ago, and everyone can do their own version of it. So most of us at this point know the game Cards Against Humanity.
Yes.
There's a card like, this is how the world ends, this is how the world, and not with a bang, but with and people play different things. The Hustle, Bees. What we did is we started taking literary quotes and cutting off parts of them. So one morning after a fitful night, Gregor Samsa woke up to find he'd been transformed into a giant cockroach. Cut off the word cockroach, make a list of these, and go to the library. And in teams, find books to answer. Card catalogs against humanity. It is so much fun. And you can put any restrictions you want. You could say, this team gets this section, or you can only pick one from fiction, one from gardening, or what have you. But it's just such a fun, silly way to spend time with friends, and it doesn't cost anything, which is something I always love.
Yeah. So you take phrases from books, and then you cut out the very important nouns, and then you fill them in with other nouns from other books.
Yeah, just the whole title. Okay, now remember. It is often said that a man in possession of a good fortune must be in need of a pet cemetery. I don't know. Could be anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we need to include that book. That's important.
So maybe you make a list of nouns in advance, and you cut them up, and then you put them in a bag or a hat, and you pick them.
Yeah, when we did, we just literally had made a sheet of the quotes with the parts missing, and then we had a list of the different sections. And in our version, you could pick one book from each section to answer it. So you could pick, like one biography. And so many biography names are just the person's name, and that's usually not that funny.
Yeah.
So, no. Plus, I just like wandering around a library.
What tips do you have if you have to write a biography for yourself? Say you're doing something and they want you to submit a little bio about yourself. What should be in that biography, David? What would more interestingly, what is your biography? Give us your biography in 2 sentences.
I can do this, I swear.
It's all right.
David Kaye is a filmmaker, writer, and musician from the greater Milwaukee area. It has been over 15 years since he's been in a national magazine in his underwear.
There we go. See?
There we go.
That's the secret, listeners. You start off conventional with all the necessary information, and then you put in a little exciting twist so that after your presentation of your documentary film or your poetry reading or whatever it is, people want to come up to you and be like, can you tell me what magazine, what issue? Yeah.
And it wasn't anything dirty. It was Premiere Magazine. It was the anniversary of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and they were at the Oriental Theater because it was the longest cast. And in the magazine, there's pictures of everyone in the cast, pictures of one person dressed as Frankenfurter, and then me and my ex, and I'm in black boxers, fishnets, and zebra-striped backless sleeveless lycra.
Are you sure you're bi?
Pretty sure. I know. That seems weird, because I was with a woman and dressed like that. It sounds pretty straight, or does it sound pretty gay? Those are the only options, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably made up.
Yeah. It's all a lie for attention.
Yeah.
I just admitted it. Oh no.
Yeah. So what's a lie you told that made for a good story?
Oh, that's a great question. I have to think, because I try not to lie too much. I've mostly along things like, sure, I know how to do that. Is probably. Oh man, what is? That's such a good question.
I did not. I did not prime you for this.
No,
it'll hit you later.
It will hit me later. At one point, I said, "Sure, I'm totally comfortable making a television pilot," which I wasn't. I tried it anyways. It didn't work, but it led to me being a judge at the World Mustard Championship. So.
Oh yeah, tell us about that. So you were going to make a television pilot, but you were in over your head.
It was a pilot for a travel series called One for the Road, where every episode would be visiting an area and 2 breweries where you can get their beer, but not in the whole country, and a weird roadside attraction. In the Madison area, we went to the Mustard Museum, and the host had a great time with Barry, who runs the place. Very silly. He was doing all of Shakespeare's mustard quotes because he knows them all. And we had a lovely time, and a couple months later, he reached out to me and asked if I would be a judge, and I said, sure, that sounds like fun. And then I tried 90 mustards an hour, and I went crazy.
Yeah. What physiologically were you experiencing?
I think it's mental more than anything, because at that point, I took a paper plate, and I folded it in half, and I drew a puppet face on it, and I started improvising non sequitur jokes about mustard in a bad Russian accent.
Yeah.
Like you do. That classic tale.
What did you figure out, like, okay, these are the 3 elements of a good mustard? Or anything like that? Did you make parameters? Did you try and make the job easier for yourself?
Well, because luckily it's broken down by category. So, you don't judge deli mustards against fruit mustards, against hot and spicy mustards and spirit mustards and all of that. And there's enough judges that you didn't have to do every category, so I avoided the super hot so I could still taste things. Mm-hmm. And I'm really happy I grabbed deli mustard because it was the only time we had more than pretzels. They gave us corned beef and rye. Beautiful. Who doesn't love that? If you eat meat, of course. But man, it really comes down to personal preference. I always have at least 6 mustards in my fridge at this point, although I need to restock because I'm out of a smoky garlic dill and I am low on a smoky chipotle. And apparently I do a lot of smoky mustards. I'm learning this about myself in this moment.
So you should be the judge of the smoky mustards, or maybe you shouldn't because you just love them blindly.
Well, also smoky mustard, you go and you do a smoky eye. It's, have an evening of it.
Yeah. So was there one mustard in all the mustards though where you're like, heavens, that's my mustard?
Because they're also so situational. Like, there's one that I hate in almost every situation, but it makes an amazing salad dressing, which is a walnut Dijon that apparently Oprah featured on her show once. Balsamic vinegar mustard is stunning.
Okay, so I see that your interest is piqued, and we're getting towards the end of the show.
Yep.
But this is the part of the show when all of the listeners' hearing and the host's hearing goes out, and you can tell a past self something, anything you want. But in this case, you're going to talk to this mustard, and you're going to tell this mustard one simple message, and it'll be completely private because none of us will hear it. And our hearing is going out in 3, 2, 1.
Balsamic mustard, I respect you. And with your consent, I would like to bring you home to live with me because you are beautiful and you taste really good on everything. Thank you, and I love you. And hearing.
Yes. Okay, I can hear again.
Clapped back on.
Wow. I don't know what happened, but it smells vinegary in here. So we're just going to leave it on that. My guest today was David Kaye. What is the name of the documentary you're working on?
Sure, it's called Sound of a Bucket List. Soundofabucketlist.com if you want more information.
Cool. Thanks for coming on to Anja Asks Anybody. And now I'm just going to play the outro song a second time because I actually have a few more seconds here.
And
so
we're counting down.
Why not?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, good night.